Okay, so here's the God honest truth. What the fuck are we even doing here? You know, the author, Miss Julia, she does warn of feelings of frustration, of certain mental blockages, maybe even feelings of anger come up, and I I wasn't really feeling angry really until this week. So we are done with week 6. It is we were discovering a sense of abundance. And specifically we are talking about our thoughts, attitudes, behaviors towards money and how it relates to our creativity, because artists love talking about how broke they are. I am no exception. And this week was a little tough. So, anyways, let's get into the check-in. I'm starting to see that these check-ins are normally the same questions every single week. They don't change a ton. And so here we go. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Have you used them yet to think about creative luxury for yourself? And how was this experience for you? I only did them 6 out of 7 times because my birthday was this week. And I'm sorry, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do my morning pages on my birthday, girl. I wanted to sleep in and I had shit to do. So, no, I did not do my artist pages for that day, but I have gone back on the wagon. Yes, I did get my nails done. I haven't gotten my nails done in months and they're really short. Normally my nails, I like to have them like this long or so, but they're cute. I like them. They're just like a green aura. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. So anyways, I did them only 6 out of 7 times. Have you used them yet to think about your creative luxury for yourself? Sure. Sure. I think I have. I still do. I still enjoy them. I have been using them a lot to talk about the dreams that I've been having in my sleep. I've been using them to talk about my desires, maybe even some thoughts I shouldn't be thinking about. I definitely have been using creative liberties in that way. I don't know if I would describe it as a luxury. I'm feeling crazy. I'm feeling very non-serious this week. This week was just very unserious, and I don't have it in me to be genuine and earnest this week. I don't. I feel like I would watch the past weeks of me doing the check-ins and like, girl, you're overly genuine. And it's true, and I don't do it dishonestly. But, this week was silly, so I'm just gonna be. This is a defense mechanism. Oh my God. Talking about money makes me feel insane. And the truth of the matter is, nothing really gets me going than the conversation about money. And I don't think that that's a good thing. We'll get into that later. So, how was the experience? It was fine. Did you do your artist date this week? Have you considered allowing yourself to? What did you do and how did it feel? I don't think I've considered doing more than one because I barely can do one a week. I really have to put all my brain cells together to get myself to do an artist date for myself. I did do one. I went to a new coffee shop in a new neighborhood that I don't typically go into, and I fucked around and I love going to coffee shops, but I don't often go to coffee shops outside of where I'm at because most of the time I'm working or studying, and so I took myself out of my neighborhood and I went to a new coffee shop, and it was great. It was cool. I tried to. I actually did one of my morning pages there, and I didn't put on any headphones. I just wrote and had the cafe ambiance in the background because I normally have noise canceling headphones on most of the time that I'm on in public, and that might be a bit of a problem because it doesn't really make me present or in the moment. So I tried doing that and it was helpful. I felt a little frazzled being in a new environment though. I felt really awkward and I looked good. I felt like I looked good. I was wearing a new top that I bought that I thrifted a couple weeks ago, and I was feeling good about myself. I've been working out really consistently and eating really well, so I felt my body and my looks, that was not an issue, but I think I still even then felt uncomfortable in a new environment and felt myself being very skittish in that coffee shop, but I think I might be overthinking it. I don't know. So I did do my artist date. I have not considered to do more than one. Maybe we'll see. No promises there, okay? How did I feel? Oh, I just talked about that already. Did you experience any synchronicity this week? Yes, I did. And it has been with the color blue. Blue is back in a big way, guys. Blue is back. It's a very specific shade of blue. It's not any kind of blue. Maybe it's close to the blue. You can't even see it that well. Close to the blue. It's on this coaster. But it's a true blue. I've been really loving that. At the coffee shop, I wear neutral colors all the time. White. Literally, I'm wearing a white waffle undershirt right now. White, black, brown, beige, tan. Sometimes I'll go with a red, but rarely. But I most certainly don't wear blues. And I have just been really obsessed with the color blue lately. I see it everywhere, on cars, on buildings, on backpacks, shoes, just things people are wearing. I'm really hyper fixated on the color blue. I don't know why. And in terms of synchronicity, I don't think I experienced anything huge in the synchronicity department, but the shade of blue that I was wearing to that brand new coffee shop on my artist date this week was the exact shade of blue of the table that I sat at. Like, all the other tables are wood or metal, and there was one table with that exact shade of blue that I was wearing. Like, my sleeve could blend in with the table. And I said, that's my table. Let me sit down. Loving the color blue lately. And maybe it makes sense because I think it looks good on me. I never considered the color blue looking good on me, but now that I think about it, I do have paler skin and I have really dark hair and I have dark brown eyes. So, you learn something new about yourself every day. I look great in the shade blue, but again, it has to be a deeper blue. It can't be like a light baby blue. Well, it could be, but I just won't love how I look in a light baby blue. I like how I look in a dark blue. What the fuck am I even talking about, bro? Who gives a fuck? Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe this week. Were there any other issues this week that you considered significant to your recovery? Describe them. Really, the only significant thing or significant issue that became obvious was the topic of money and how little money seems to be a consistent theme throughout my life. In terms of monetary value, I've never been one to have the security and the knowledge that it was always there. I have been working since I was 16 years old. I've had my first job I was like 16, maybe 17, but 16 years old. And it was this under the table internship for a franchise I will not say because I don't think that they actually exist anymore, but I don't want to talk about it. It was like an office job. I didn't do jack shit during that internship, and it was over a summer. That's why I call it an internship. And I got paid, I think, maybe $400 for that whole entire summer to just fuck around. I was the only person in the office, like, usually by myself. There was a guy in the back who did like screen printings, and there was a woman in the front who did front desk administrative stuff, but I was in the office mostly by myself. Most times I had the office iPad and my computer, and we were right next to a McDonald's. All I did was watch YouTube videos and eat McDonald's for a majority of my work day. So I really didn't do much. What am I talking about? What I'm trying to say is I didn't grow up wealthy, and feelings of lack, feelings of scarcity started to come up again. And that makes me feel crazy, because I'd like to think that I have built a life for myself that is much better than it was before. But those scarcity mindsets around money and material things have started to bubble up within me again, and makes me feel anxious. I don't love it. So I've been working through that. I did do the activity. I think it was called, what the hell did she call it? Counting an exercise, which means that I basically had to take a note of every single thing that I spent money on this week, listing the thing that I spent the money on, the amount that I spent it on, however big, however small. So this week wasn't too crazy. This is my list. What did I spend money on? Let's go through it together, shall we? Okay. A $5 CTA day pass. $11.71 at Bakehouse for a croissant and coffee. That is what I did on my birthday. I went to another new coffee shop, but it was in a neighborhood that I'm very, very familiar with. A $20 tip for my esthetician, because I went to an appointment that day. $18.76 at Paper Source for a journal, because I wanted to get another journal. I know I talked about last week that my boyfriend got me a Carmen Louise journal, and it's on its way here. But I bought that journal just for morning pages and just for activities, because let's be serious, I fill these notebooks up pretty quickly. So I got another notebook for that. Very excited. It's very pretty. I wish I brought it, but it's all the way in the living room. I don't want to get it. $22.37 on Wingstop. Don't love that for me. $28.11 on coffees and empanadas. $157 on groceries, gas, internet together. My half of the bills. And $25 for coffees and empanada. Okay, so how many things were for a coffee and a fucking treat? 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna count Wingstop, unfortunately. 4. So 4 out of, 50% of the shit that I spent money on this week was for food. I mean, there are worse things to spend your money on, and I did have my birthday this week. Okay? I normally don't like to spend money on meals. I will spend my money on a coffee though. And a croissant. Because I normally don't have croissants. I eat I eat the same breakfast every day, and it's 2 eggs, 2 pieces of turkey bacon, and a couple slices of avocado. And that sustains me. And I'm trying to eat better, so that's really all I've been eating. And on my birthday, I wanted a treat and a coffee. I didn't want to work out that day. I didn't want to... No. Okay. So that activity was interesting. Y'all caught me on a good week, though, because had you caught me any other week, that list would have been crazy. So this exercise was pretty funny. It was the Money Madness, an exercise. Page 113. Okay? This really put into perspective what my real thoughts around money are. and they're not great, okay? So I'll just read what I filled out. Complete the following phrases. People with money are powerful. Money makes people out of touch. I'd have more money if I pursued my dreams. My dad thought money was to be shared. My mom always thought money would secure our lives. In my family, money caused problems. Money equals opportunity. If I had money, I'd make an album. If I could afford it, I'd take acting classes. If I had money, I'd move somewhere else. Probably would. A different apartment. Not the apartment that I'm in right now. I'm afraid that if I had money, I would not know how to use it. Money is complicated. Money causes problems. Having money is not something I'm used to. In order to have more money, I need to go share my art. When I have money, I usually pay off the debt on my credit card. I had to be honest there. I think money could help my family. If I weren't so cheap, I'd redecorate my apartment and get an entirely new wardrobe. People think money buys taste. Being broke tells me I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, didn't love that exercise. Did not love that at all. Yeah, no, this week was a dud. I didn't love it. I mean, I did everything I needed to do, I think, for the most part. It's also spring break this week. Girl, I'm not trying to do... I don't want to do any of this. You're being a brat, Lizette. You're being a fucking brat. Okay, great, awesome. This coming week, week 7, sorry, my hair looks crazy, I just took a shower. Week 7 is all about recovering a sense of connection. Now, what the fuck are we talking about? Miss Cameron, we are going in circles. How many times are we... Okay, week 7, we turn this week to practice the right attitudes for creativity. The emphasis is on your receptive as well as active skills. The essays, exercises, and tasks aim at excavating ideas of genuine creative interest as you connect with your personal dreams. Okay. Sometimes I have a hard time with people getting to the point. Great. Covering a sense of connection, huh? The activities this week do look a little bit more intense. We're on week 7. We are barely a little bit over halfway. This shit's taking a while. Okay, what did this previous say? Yeah, that's so funny. Week 6. So each chapter, they have a little preview section. The section that I just read was a section for week 7 that I'm supposed to anticipate. So this past week, this is what Julia said. This week, you will tackle a major creative block, money. You are asked to really look at your own ideas around God, money, and creative abundance. The essays will explore the ways in which your attitudes limit abundance and luxury in your current life. You will be introduced to counting, a block-busting tool for clarity and right use of funds. This week may feel volatile. Yeah. I think the past 19 minutes that this video has been filming has been me a little emotionally volatile, and this is just the scratching the surface of it. If there was a camera in my apartment, y'all, I have been gooning out this entire week thinking about money. I did have a very good and productive conversation though with my boyfriend, who was also a creative person, also a musician. And it's so funny. He's such an active listener, and I will talk out loud my thoughts regarding certain revelations that I have. And I may have talked about this last week as well. Everything I was born to be a leader, born to have a team of people that I can trust and rely on, and it's the same mutually, obviously. I'm an Aries. I'm the most Aries person you will ever meet. First of all, I have 4 Aries placements. I'm an Aries stellium, Aries sun. Well, I know that's not a planet, but I have an Aries sun, and I have 3 planets, 3 other planets in Aries. Aries sun, not a planet. Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Saturn. Yeah, those are the 4 placements. And I also have a 7th house stellium that Aries is in, which is the house of relationships, business partnerships. It's sort of any one-on-one relationships. Very, very strong in that house. And I lead. I am the Aries. I am the leader. I am the first. I will always want to be the first. I will always throw my hat in the ring. I'm brave. I'm courageous. I'm all these things. And the realization that I'm telling you right now, Lizette, is you want to be all of these things. You want to be a leader. And that comes with the nooks and the crannies of it. It's not all just great. To be a leader, you are gonna have to take all of the things that come with it. The responsibility, the heat, the questions that get asked. Nothing is going to start passively for me. Great, there's a car alarm. I'll wait. You probably can't even hear it. I am an Aries. I'm the first child as well. I was also born on the first day of spring. Baby, one thing about me, I'm gonna be first, and I'm gonna do it well, and I'm gonna win. Okay, not because of you, but because of me. I'm in competition with myself. I am my best competitor. What am I trying to say? All these creative projects that you want to tackle, all these ideas, were never going to be handed to you. No one wants this more than you do. No one is going to hold your hand. You are not going to show up someplace and someone recognizes your talent and then they're just going to give you an opportunity. Because if you are the leader that you say you are and the leader you claim you were born to be, people are waiting for you. People are waiting for your guidance. People are waiting for your creativity. Of course, there's collaboration that comes with it, and I love to collaborate. I love to work with people, but no one's going to give me these opportunities. I have to initiate. Action is the name of the game. Now, I think that's generally true for most people, but I have never had an opportunity handed to me. I worked for it. I applied. I put the work. I put in the action. I'm not saying that I've done everything by myself, but I am the initiator. Why the fuck did I think that anyone was going to give me any opportunity ever? Why the fuck did I think that anyone would want to make my dreams happen more than I would? Because there's a danger there. If you just let people give you these opportunities, you think it's great. Oh, I just get to sit back and things will just come to me. isn't there a chance for manipulation there? You know, I used to think that just because I wasn't a fucking pop star when I was by the age of 20 or 21, I'm 27, I just turned 27 last week. I thought, you know, well, I'm too old to pursue my dreams. I'm 27. Get a fucking grip. Okay? I'm 27. I used to think that maybe those dreams were over. Because I thought things were selfishly, I thought things were just going to get handed to me. I thought that I could just showcase my talent and people would just come to me and, you know, give me all these opportunities. Maybe that's not how it works. I'm a leader and I need to go find those people. Talented people exist everywhere. They exist everywhere. The only difference between a talented person and a successful person is that there's audacity. There's audacity. A talented person, we could give a fuck if somebody's talented. But are you audacious? Are you someone who will take matters into their own hands and get it done, do the work? I was never meant to be famous young. I was never meant to be successful, famous, have a lot of money, have a lot. Girl, some people attain that at a young age, and when I mean young, I'm talking about, you know, before 25, before your brain forms fully. There are people who absolutely do attain success and they do pretty well for themselves, but and this is might be biased because I'm 27 and I'm not exactly, you know, Olivia Rodrigo getting famous at 19 or 20. Um, and this is not about Olivia, by the way. Love her. This is just about what I think in general. I think that if you become overly successful, like top of the charts, everything, like mega successful before the age of 25, you know, the age of 23, whatever, I think you were massively fucked over. Hollywood loves, and the industry loves to uphold really young people, especially young women, ages 21, 22. They love making them famous and they love making sure they sign those contracts, honey, because they don't know what that contract means. You can have lawyers, you can have a team, you can have you think you know what that contract means, but baby, if you got overly successful by the time you were 21, you were being taken advantage of. That's my hot take. That is my opinion. No one's gonna watch this shit. That's my opinion. Go look at those contracts again, because you will get fucked over 5 to 10 years from now. So I'm letting go of that idea that being famous or successful at a young age is the best time. I'm gonna take my time with this. I know success is waiting for me. I know my art to share with the world is coming soon. But it's like wine. It ages well the older it gets. And I can't wait for that shit to fucking happen. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And you cannot manipulate me. Anyhow, I'll see you next week.